Hi, welcome to Gemini Star Spiritual Wellness. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited that you're here with me for this video. So in today's video, we're doing our weekly tarot card reading for the week of April 5th through 11th, 2026 for the whole collective. So this is for everybody. So let's see what's going on for this upcoming week for all of us, for everyone. And I do want to thank all my subscribers. Thank you for supporting the channel and supporting me. I greatly appreciate it. And if you are not yet a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button so that you get future videos that I put out. I am going to do a lot more special tarot readings and special videos this year. I feel very pushed by spirit to do it this year, more so than I did last year. I did do some last year, but this year I feel, really pushed to do it. So I will be adding more of those, and also hit that like button so this will go out to more people that need to see the information. So when you hit that like button, YouTube sends it out to more people. So I appreciate that if you hit the like button. And take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't, because it might all resonate with you, or maybe just parts of it, because there'll be a lot of people in different situations watching it, different energies. So take what resonates, leave behind what doesn't. So, okay, what is the energy for the whole collective for the week of April 5th through 11th, 2026? What is the energy for the whole collective for the week of April 5th through 11th, 2026? Energy for the whole collective. Okay. All right, let's see what's going on for all of us. All right, we've got the Seven of Cups. We got the King of Pentacles. Got the Temperance card. Okay, Temperance just came out in the previous video. We got the Two of Swords. We got the Six of Pentacles. We got the Four of Swords and Two of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Okay, so coming into this week as a collective, we're definitely being divinely guided, and things are happening in divine timing, either on a global scale or in your personal life. Because, I'm hearing what's happening globally is kind of like trickling down as well into your personal life. So it's both. It's like divine timing's happening in our personal lives, but also as a collective, but also on a global collective as well. And the divine is there, divinely guiding us. And they're saying that there's a plan in place, and that the divine is like the plan's unfolding as it's meant to. Because I'm seeing like a giant scroll unfolding, and it looks kind of like a map. And it's like, there's like step one, step two, like it's a map basically of things that need to unfold. It's like the scrolls unfolding, things are unfolding as they meant to. There's a divine plan in place is what I'm hearing. And that's for both personal life and global. And it's like, and right now too, it's like the collective, there's a lot of higher dimensional angel, archangel, space boys, space races and stuff that are assisting us globally and personally in our life to help us through this process. So that's in the past position. So they're already assisting. They're already there. And then they're saying like they're not there. They're saying just because you don't see them consciously, just because you don't see them or you're not consciously aware of them, they're there and they're assisting. Then we've got in the current energy for the collective, there's kind of a lot of confusion going on. And it could be in your personal life too. It's like there's just so much information coming out that you don't know what to do. You don't know what decision to make. There's like definitely a level of confusion. And it's like confusion because there's just so much information. It's like you're feeling kind of overwhelmed by it, and you're looking at it and you're like, you don't know what to think about it because there's just so much coming at you in the current energy. Now, the situation for the collective is you're sitting really good in this King of Pentacles energy. It's like you're feeling very comfortable. It's like your needs are being met. You're feeling very abundant because the King of Pentacles, he's surrounded by all this abundance, and he feels very comfortable. Isn't the word? He's content. He's feeling very content. And that's how we feel. Like we might be a little bit confused, have this energy of confusion around us, but we're feeling content. We're in this King of Pentacles energy. And it's like, I'm hearing that the abundance is going to grow. So even if maybe you're not feeling quite King of Pentacles right now and abundant, it's like it's growing for everybody. Like the collective, it's like there's going to be things are going to shift financially for people where it's much more abundance coming in for everybody globally, but could very well be in your personal life as well. So there's going to be like a shift in things with abundance coming in. More abundance is going to come in. And I'm hearing it's going to be in different ways. So maybe like some of you might get a job making more money or get a raise at your job, and that brings in more financial abundance. But it could be also that maybe the state you live in or the country you live in decides to get rid of certain taxes. And that's going to be more abundance for you, different ways. What's interesting, though, is there's definitely a sense of the universe telling us to wait. So it's kind of like, and it goes back to this confusion, like everything's happening in divine timing, right? And we got the plan that's coming to pass, that everything's in divine plan that needs to happen in a certain way. But it's like there's this sense of confusion, and even though we might feel content and we're getting more abundance coming in, it's like it's mental confusion. It's not like confusion about abundance or like temporal things or resources that way. It's like confusion mentally. So you could be experiencing like confusion about your relationships, confusion about just things going on in the world, the confusion like with energy that you're feeling. And it's like the universe wants us to stop and kind of wait and hold while we work on this. Because there's only so much our little brains, human brains, can take at a time. So it's like information coming out, and then we have to stop and halt and process. And then once we get through that, then we can get a little more information to come at us, right? Then we have to stop and process. It's like they're saying they have to be mindful about humans because they can't just throw all this information at us and expect us to understand everything all at one time. It's like it's a process. And I've noticed this over my life working with spirit guides. It's like they'll tell me some information or they'll show me a vision, or I'll have this information downloads come in, and then it's like, okay, they want me to stew on it for a while, and then then a little bit later some more information comes in, like when they feel I'm ready for it. And that's kind of what's going on with this divine plan. Is it's huge sweeping changes coming our way and huge plan, but it's like we can only handle it in like little, like, drips of information, because if too much comes at us, it's confusing. So right now, where there's a lot of confusion, not just in our personal lives, but just mentally, confusion in our head about everything that's going on. And it could be things going on in your personal life, but also on a global scale. There's a lot of confusion. And so it's kind of like we need to stop, like an atmosphere of like hold and kind of transmute that information. Hold and let it percolate, hold and think about it so that we can get out of that confused type energy. So this is what I have collective for us for this whole week. This is the current energy for the week. So that's like all happening now in the current energy, if you can see the cards. But what's really interesting is, even though we might be having a little bit of mental confusion, right? And we're thinking about it and being on hold, but there's definitely this sense of abundance that, we're feeling, like feeling content in our abundance, but like, it's like we're in that King of Pentacles energy. So like more abundance is coming our way. So in the near future, as a collective, and this could very well be in your personal life too, but I feel like this is more kind of a global reading, but it could, trickle down to you personally if it resonates. It's like the days of getting breadcrumbed are over. There's going to be much more balance in the near future. And that's why we've got this abundance coming in for us in this King of Pentacles energy. It's like things are going to get much better for us as far as feeling abundant. And I don't mean just financially. I mean abundance in health, abundance in relationships, abundance just in life in general. I mean abundance in all forms. And it's like, it's like the breadcrumbing that was going on with the past systems and maybe in past situations you were in where it wasn't balanced and you were giving more than you're getting back. And, or if you're looking at this from a global perspective, like maybe certain groups of people were getting all the resources and then other groups weren't getting what they should have been getting, it was unbalanced that way. That's all going to like get fixed. So now it's like you're going to have a balance across the board where everybody's going to get their needs met. Everyone's going to have the abundance that they need. And if this is in you in a personal way, it's like you're not going to be getting breadcrumbed anymore, like in your relationships. It's like you're learning to have boundaries and stand up for yourself, and so things are going to be much more balanced in your life. I'm hearing a work life balance too, so maybe you're not going to be putting too much time in your job and not enough time in your personal life. Like maybe that's going to get balanced out for you if that resonates. Or it's like if it wasn't balanced, like, with maybe family or friends or, personal relationships, love relationships, like that's going to all get balanced out. The breadcrumbing is going to go away. Basically, it's everyone's going to get their needs met. But what's interesting is the advice card. So we've got the Four of Swords here. So it's kind of like there's information missing that we don't know about yet. And on a global level, it goes back to that divine plan on the scroll. There's a divine plan in place that we need to trust and believe in and have faith in. Now, we might not know all the answers. We might not know exactly why everything's happening the way it's happening. And it might seem like it's happening, like it doesn't make sense to us. But that's because we're in this mental confusion, right? So we're probably not looking at it. And we don't have all the facts too. So there's things that we don't know about. There's information that's missing that we don't have all the facts for. So yes, it makes it confusing to us. And we might not know what to think about it, or it might not make sense to us because there's information missing. But I'm hearing they're saying trust the plan, have faith in the divine. Because everything's unfolding as it's meant to in the right time. And there is information missing, but it's like we're going to get, remember I was talking about they give you snippets of information, like they drip it to you, a little bit at a time, because too much, you couldn't comprehend all of it. So it's like a little bit at a time. So it's like, yes, there's information missing, but we don't need to know about it right now, but we will know about it later. So don't worry about it, just you do you and focus on yourself and keeping your vibration high and doing everything you need to do. And it's like things will unfold the way they're meant to. So even if it doesn't quite make sense, just remember that we don't know everything. There's things going on behind the scenes that the divine has going on that we don't know about yet. And we just have to trust in that. Just trust in the divine plan and just, okay, well, it's happening, for the betterment of humanity, for me, just don't worry about it. Like, there's stuff missing, but we just have to have faith that it's for our greater good, which it is. And then the other card that's really interesting is got the Four of Pentacles here. So I think this goes back to what I was saying about the breadcrumbing in the near future, how things are going to balance out. Because this is in the near future, this Six of Pentacles. So it hasn't, this hasn't come in yet. But the sense of, balance coming in. So because it was a sense of lack in the past and things weren't balanced, like maybe, do things didn't feel balanced in your life, it puts you in this kind of miserly energy. Because if you look at this Four of Pentacles, this man on here on this card, he's got two pentacles under his feet, and he's really holding on to the one on his chest, and he's got on one on his head. So he's being kind of miserly about it, and he's like holding in all his pentacles. He's not sharing. He's not, because he's insecure. So he brings it in, and he's hoarding it. Well, the days of hoarding are over because things are going to get balanced out. But how this would affect your personal life is, you felt insecure, so you were holding on to things and hoarding. And now it's like you're balancing out your life and you're learning to let go. So what they're telling me as an example is going back to the work. So say you've really struggled with a work-life balance and you're kind of a workaholic and you were putting a lot of hours in work, but because you were devoting so much of your time and energy to work, you were neglecting other important parts of your life that needed your time and energy. And you rationalized it to yourself. But basically, you were doing that because you felt so insecure, maybe about job security. You felt insecure about your financial abundance. And so that was your push to put all that energy into your work because you felt like that was the most important thing. When now you're realizing, wait, that isn't the most important thing. Now you're having this realization that you need to balance out your life and you need to have more non-work time and focus more on love relationships or relationships with your children, your family. Like and so you're going to get out of this, type of miserly type energy where you were putting all your energy in one particular area. It's like you're getting out of that. It's like you're not hoarding anymore. You don't feel insecure. So now it's like, okay, you feel more secure because this King of Pentacles energy of abundance coming, in currently. So you feel more secure. So it's like now you realize, well, I'm fine financially. I don't need to work, 60-hour weeks. I can spend more time with my kids. I can spend more time with my family or my pets. It's like now you're starting to understand that you can let that go because what they're saying is the bottom line of that behavior was the insecurity and the fear. That was what was driving you to work so much. It was the fear of, losing abundance, fear of, losing your job or not getting, where you wanted to go in your career. So it was all fear based. But now it's like that balancing is coming out. And you're like, nope, I'm going to like start doing more with my kids. I'm going to start, working just, 40 hours a week instead of 60. I'm going to start balancing out more. But it's also, I'm hearing also like balancing out your relationships, love relationships, not being so selfish. Okay, they're saying people are going to be a lot less selfish because to me, this is a very selfish card, like selfish type energy. So it's like you're having boundaries with selfish people. Uh, so maybe if you struggled with being selfish in the past, like you're going to be less, become less selfish. It's like that energy is shifting and that energy of fear. Because you think about how much fear really influences our behaviors and decisions. It's a huge factor for a lot of people. I mean, fear can have such power over us as far as how we think and how we feel and, the decisions we make and our behaviors. And so it's like that fear is going to start to go away. It's going to start to globally, but in our personal lives as well, as things become more balanced. So I don't know. This is deep reading that I have for us for this week, collective deep reading. But what they're saying to me is that this confusion is going to go away. It is going to get better. Even though we feel that way right now, it's going to get better and balance is going to come in. And eventually the missing information, we will find out about it when the time is right. And, we're going to start getting out of that insecure fear type energy. But like during this time, when we've got this hold kind of going on and wait, hold, it's because we have to process everything that's coming at us. So it's like take that hold time to kind of like help yourself process mentally what's going on, because you think about there's been a lot of changes in the last couple years, and it can be hard for people to really handle all of that. So it's like you have to give yourself time to like mentally catch up to what's coming at us. So kind of a deep reading for this week, but what really is really the best card to me on this whole reading, what's really the best part of it honestly, is we have this Temperance card. So knowing that everything's divinely guided and is happening in divine timing as it's meant to, it takes, for me personally, it makes me feel so much better about everything. Because it's like, don't worry about it. Everything's divinely guided. It's happening when it's meant to. So that's a good thing to have the divine, angels, archangels, the higher dimensionals helping us, guiding us. So it's good. So even though it might be a little bit hard because of the confusion and some of the stuff we're going through currently, with them helping us, we're going to get through it. It's going to be okay. Everything's going to work out. So that's what I have for us as a collective. I hope you enjoyed the reading. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.